part of the team and the expertise and the talent that can now get deals done for you. And so that's what Piba Gold is all about. We're going to get this done for you. Okay. And that's our goal. This is not an information program. It's a get into business program. It's get the results that you're looking for. And there we've brought together an expert team of people. And we have not just one team, we have several teams because our volume of Piba Gold applications has soared in recent months. This program has become extraordinarily popular. In fact, we have a waiting list now of people to come into the program because we don't want to reduce its quality. So it means that we have to build out our team capabilities before we can take on more people, or we have to complete a transaction for people who are already in the program so that their participation is now completed. So that's the way that we have to do it for right now. But the idea of having an expert team handle for you all of the acquisition steps, where our focus is on removing risk and securing high profit and high cash flow companies. So we're totally focused on that as our end result in an industry and area of that industry that is the type of business that you want to own. In fact, at the very beginning of the Piba Gold process, the place we have to have your participation is in setting the criteria. What industry is it going to be in? What are the geographical restrictions? What size company is it going to be? How much profit is this company going to have? How much cash flow is it going to have? What type of culture are you interested in that company? Now, we can expand or contract that criteria as much as you want. And then our whole approach is results driven. And it's driven for rapid scaling, employing advanced business models such as strategic aggregation. When we buy a company using Piba Gold and we're responsible for putting it together, we will first strategize with you. How is value going to be added to this company after it's purchased? And that's critical because if you don't add value after the purchase, then all of your income, all of your cash flow is most likely going to be consumed by debt service. And the amounts you're going to have for yourself is going to be very limited. So anyway, the ultimate done for you service, all you have to do is be part of the front end, approve the criteria, and then if you want to be involved, you can. But after that, our team handles everything, including getting it financed and closed. Now, a lot of times people ask me, well, what are your success stories? And do you have testimonials of people who have been through the program? And the answer is, yes, we do. We have, with everybody that we work with, we of course have a non-disclosure agreement. So we can't use people's names. We can't use names of companies, but we can show you the actual companies and what they were. We change the names or don't give the names as a matter of protecting that confidentiality. We may adjust the numbers slightly so that it's not recognizable with respect to the actual company that it happened with, but they're close and they're close enough that they're representative of what actually happened. So again, if you go into our webinar library and even into some of the areas of the course itself, you're going to see tremendous numbers of case studies after case study, after case study, after case study. And all of them come out of our experience with acquisitions that we're part of any one of these programs, whether it was pro, because we get involved in them there too. It's just usually through the advisor line, or we're involved with them through the mentoring program, hands-on or specific to that company, or in Piba Gold, we get it done. All of these people that you will see in all of those case studies, and I mean, we're in the hundreds of case studies in our program. So the materials are there. You can study them, see them. But one thing that you will notice is that they're achieved by people of very diverse backgrounds, people who have been just the truck driver. One of our truck company purchases was a fellow who was a dispatcher for one of the companies. But it goes through people who basically had blue collar labor type jobs, people who had executive jobs, people who had middle management jobs, people who were middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class. I mean, they come out of virtually every sector of our economy and culture. And there isn't anyone that can't get these deals done. It's a matter of learning. It's a matter of mentoring. It's a matter of, if we have to, there is a program where now it can get done for you. Now, all of our advanced program are designed to unleash the power of financial leverage. That's what this is all about. Leveraging OPM, other people's money. So to acquire a large profitable business, you need to use OPM. You don't have enough money to buy a big company. And if you had enough money to buy a big company, you probably don't have enough money to buy a bigger company. So no matter what company you'd ever be trying to buy, you will not have enough money in your bank account to go buy it. And it doesn't matter how rich you get because the companies keep getting bigger and you will never have enough money in your bank account to just go buy the company. Now, someday your company might grow into an IBM or a General Motors or some large company like a Microsoft, whatever your company grows into. And yes, those companies have money in the bank that if they like a company, they can plunk down the cash and go buy it. But now you're talking about 1,000th of 1% of the companies on the planet. Okay. You will unlikely not be there. You are going to have to build your empire and acquire companies, always needing more money than you have in the bank. And leveraging other people's money is an essential part of this. You can go to big leverage buyout firms, Kravitz, the big LBO company that bought Nabisco. Okay, when they bought Nabisco, they didn't have the money in the bank, right? They put together capital from various sources. They made deals with the capital to get them to take that part of the acquisition. I don't care how big you ever get, you're going to be leveraging OPM for the rest of time. And this whole advanced program is built on making you an expert in that or tying you in with our team who are expert in this. There isn't any place on planet Earth that you can get the diversity, the innovation that you will find in our materials, in both our webinars and our basic courses, and in our mentoring. You will not have access to anything like that anywhere else ever. And I don't care which guru you go to out there. They all come here. Everybody that's been to every guru you know out there eventually ends up at Bizarre Financing because this is the place where they get the stuff actually done. And we get people in our Piba Gold program now who have spent tens of thousands, in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars with other big name people in the business acquisition merger training fields and who do this. And they come up and they end up here because at the end of the day, they couldn't get their deals done and they get them done here. Why? Because here's where we've applied these techniques and we don't teach what we don't use. We teach and we use what has worked in the past over 50 years of applying these strategies. And then there's another area of leveraging, which I call OP, TT, and R. It sounds like alphabet soup, but it's other people's time, talent, and resources, which goes beyond money. In effect, what we'll be doing in order to achieve your results is building teams of highly capable people with vast networks and extended reach in order to accomplish this. And everybody that's in our deal, no matter where they came from, no matter what role they're playing, they will be winners because every one of our deals is structured so that everybody wins, whether it's suppliers, customers, investors, lenders, owners, sellers, our partners, everybody wins. And that's why our deals work, because we're value added business buyers. We do have qualifications because we can't take our time to just do this for anybody. We need to know you're serious. We need to know that you have a basic inclination and aptitude for being in a business of your own. So there's a little bit of questions that we'll be asking you just to get clear of that. Okay. And then there's the application process. And then there's the current costs. Now, sometimes people look at this and they say, well, wait a minute. I want to buy a $20 million business. I want it to have a $3 million EBITDA and your commitment fee is $150,000. And the answer is yes, it is. All right. So the question is, well, oh gosh, that's a mountain of money. How do I get that kind of money? If you're going to go into any business, do you think there's any business that without a program like this, that you're going to get into a successful business for less than $150,000? It's not going to happen. Nobody's just going to turn over a business worth $10 million to you for free. It's not going to happen. Okay. But you can get a $10 million business for $150,000. So now the question is, how do you get $150,000? I'd rather have to come up with $150,000 than $4, $5, $6 million to get a $10 million business. That's a much better deal. These are the expenses you're going to have that are going to be out of pocket before you close your deal. Okay. You're going to have appraisers like on the real estate or on the equipment or on the inventory. You're going to have CPAs that you got to pay that are going to charge you either for audits or reviews or a quality of earnings report that the lenders are going to want or the investors may want to see before they risk their money. You're going to have attorneys that you have to pay to draw up agreements, whether it's your letter of intent or your purchase agreement or the review of the lender's finance agreements or the review or drafting of the deal that you're making with your investors so that you have to have an agreement with them. You have the various regulatory issues if you're raising the money that you're going to have to overcome. There are going to be legal issues surrounding all of that. Then you may be taking a site visit. So you're going to have to get on a plane and you're going to have to go someplace and you're going to have to sit with that seller and have hotel expenses and airfare and a whole bunch of other things that are going to go with that. You've got other due diligence costs that may involve researchers or investigators. You're going to have finance freeze where the lender up front wants to charge you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 because that's the way that they are willing to take time and incur the due diligence cost of checking out your deal. So they make you pay for it up front. And that doesn't mean they're going to give you the loan. All right. They may not give you the loan and that $10,000 is gone. Now you go to do the next deal. You're already out $10,000 from looking at the last deal. Then there's closing costs, escrow fees, courier expenses, charges, various miscellaneous charges. So depending on the size of the business, historically, these are the kinds of dollars that are out the door before you close your deal. Now, we have a lot of relationships out there. We get a little bit of these things done where we push their payments substantially to the back end. So we work with these in many ways to reduce these costs, but this is what the typical out-of-pockets are. So the reason that I say our gold deal is actually a better deal than the mentoring deal is not only do we do it for you, but we pay all these expenses. We pay them all. You pay the commitment fee and you're done. You're done. You have a fixed cost for getting into your company. And if we went through all of this and at the end of the day, the deal didn't close, we start all over again with a new company. We're out of pocket this money. And until we close a deal, we have no way to get this money back. And if we close a deal and out of the deal we finally close, there isn't enough surplus cash there for us to get the new money that we spent on that deal and the money that we spent here, we're out the money. Okay, you didn't lose that money, we did. Okay, that's how confident we are that we know what we're doing and we can handle this stuff to keep these expenses minimized. But I know people that have gone through 2 and 3 and 4 attempts to buy a company. They got various amounts of these expenses paid for in each company they went after, and they're out tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they don't have a company. You can't make that go away with Piba Gold. You have a fixed cost. You're going to get in that business. And if it takes us 2, 3 years to get that company for you, that's just what it takes. And if we're out of pocket the money, that's on us, not on you. So it's a heck of a program. There's nothing like it in the industry anywhere. I want to talk to you about the steps to join our advanced programs. So if what I've said is of interest to you and you want to learn more about it, somewhere on the page, you'll find a link. Click on that link.